Hello, everybody. Welcome back. You paid for the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge. Because a creepy old man's about to open up a tomb.
Creepy old man with some
He's
beastly
ripped.
arms.
Yeah, because he's head of disinterment. You got to lift marble slabs all day. You should see his training montage.
That part.
The Brother Keith training montage. He's just like lifting gravestones.
Yeah, it's like he's like Lurch from the Addams Family. So Brother Keith, we fade back in on Brother Keith with his holy crowbar poised to open
Holy crowbar.
to open the crypt. And yeah, with a gentle exhalation of breath, he pushes down on the crowbar, opening the sarcophagus.
As soon as it cracks, I would like to cast thaumaturgy to turn the torchlight blue.
Okay, all right. So Saris, suddenly the room is cast in a bluish glow as the torch.
to join with the cracking noise of
Yeah.
I legitimately let out like a little like pinched off shriek. Like I'm just like I'm so
There's a slight
Just annoyed.
I'm just really nervous. Freaking out. I'm freaking out, okay?
So he cracks it open and then sets aside the crowbar. Now that he's opened it, and he with a grinding sound slides the sarcophagus lid as gently as one can with a big slab of stone, and sets it kind of on the side. It's leaned against the floor on the edge of the tomb. There's no flash of light. There's no billowing fog. He removes the lid, and
kind of a disappointing reveal, all told. I'm glad I added the
yeah, and looks down into the sarcophagus. He looks over his shoulder at you.
I look into the sarcophagus.
Yeah, and he's like, bring the light closer. And
Yeah, I think I have the torch, so I bring it over.
yeah, you hold it up, and in the sarcophagus, there are there's like a suit of clothes, who've had the ravages of time applied to them, and amidst the clothes are some bones, and immediately upon looking on them, you can tell that they're not human. There's it's the skull that gives it away. It's you can't see the jaw, and actually this is a salient point, but it's a reptilian skull, not huge but quite like big, with a sort of like fringe of bone protrusions up the front of it, a mouth full of rather sharp looking teeth. You can see like claw bones, but even just like looking at it, you can tell that this is about half as many bones as you would need to make up a full skeleton. The jaw is missing, a bunch of other stuff is missing, and Brother Keith rubs his chin thoughtfully and says, "Huh, that's unusual."
This place has already been pillaged.
He nods and he says, "I think I would have remembered burying something with a skull like that. I swear she was human when we put her in here. I suppose my suspicions were correct. How interesting."
That's lovely, but we're done with our job, right? So can we?
Yeah, he nods and he says, yes, of course. Let me just put this lid back on and we can. And he turns, and that's when the crypt door swings shut.
It was already shut.
Then it locks. So you hear a sound, like there's a
Then
moment
you're
at which
extra fu-
yeah, you hear a moment at which it like seals basically. It would have slammed shut and then sealed, but yeah, that's right. You had it shut already. So there's a sound, a heavy stone sound of it shutting.
That one wasn't me.
Yeah, he says, nor I don't think that was supposed to.
I go over the door and I like if there's a handle or anything, I like try it and then I like
Yeah.
we, like jiggle it.
Yo, they wouldn't put a handle on the inside of a crypt door.
I like that
I don't
Rain suggests it opens and then shuts again. Fuck off.
I attempt to cast thaumaturgy to open open or close violently any unsealed door.
Okay, it is indeed sealed. There's a rattling on the walls as your thaumaturgic waves attempt to dramatically open the door, but it remains shut.
Well,
And Lane, while all this is happening, you hear a faint hissing sound coming from the underneath of the sarcophagus. Yeah, just a faint light, kind of like airy hissing noise.
Like an air escaping as opposed to a sound.
Yeah, definitely like air escaping or some other gas that isn't air.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm immediately like, yes, there's a mechanism under there. Everybody hold your breath or something.
Hold your breath.
I scarf that.
So I obviously Saris is freaking out, and I'm right next to the door.
Freaking out, taking huge gulping breaths.
I know, right? And I'm right next to the door, and Lane says hold your breath, and I try for half a second, but then I'm still hyperventilating, so I just can't.
I am immediately checking all the walls and floors, and I'm tapping with my staff and looking around and trying to find anything that might be loose or.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to cast resistance on myself.
Okay.
I think the second thing to do is I think we need to look a bit more in the crypt for the things that we're going to use to put in the indentations in the walls, the sarcophagus itself. I feel like there might be.
Oh, you mean the things on the murals?
Yeah, there's the indents, right? We're going to need to put things in the indents as quickly.
Okay. So are we all checking? Is that what we're doing?
Well, I say.
Yeah, Lane, you want to look around. You said you were looking around inside the sarcophagus?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think you don't need to roll for it. You notice and it looks like actually make a perception check. I'll tell you how much you notice as you see this thing. The actual thing you'll find without any trouble, but I want to see how much detail to give you.
Okay. 1 moment. There we go.
Oh yeah, killer. Okay. So Lady Weltron, I think her skeleton, her draconic looking skeleton now. There are hand bones. Her hand bones are wrapped around a little leather bag, but
right.
with a 22, you can tell that they've been placed this way. It's not like she was buried with it in her hand. It looks like someone put the bag there and then put the bones around, so it looks like she's holding it. So you wouldn't maybe necessarily notice it on first glance. But yeah, there's a little bag.
Okay, yeah. So I'm definitely going to swipe that up and look inside, expecting to find 5 objects.
You do, yeah. You find a little nail-sized diamond, a sapphire, a ruby, an emerald, and an opal.
Okay, and we discerned as well that the indents on the walls corresponded to specific things. One's a lightning bolt, so I assume the
thing
is
at
lightning
this
bolt.
point, I'm not dying yet, right?
No, but the air in the crypt is starting to take on a strange sort of acrid odor.
Okay, so I think that with the fact that no dragon hopped out to attack us and we're still in this thing locked in it but alive, I calmed down enough to notice what Lane is doing. Since I was the one that examined the portraits, as it were, the only round object was the in the potion making one, right?
Yeah. And all the gems are shaped slightly differently.
So the was the opal round?
Yeah.
So I would just I calmed down enough to pay attention to what's going on and look at what Lane has in his hand, and it obviously comes to me that this is what we're doing right now. So I'm the opal goes in the potion making mural. I'm certain of this.
Okay, then I'll just start going around, like looking at them, looking at the indents, and trying to place them in as quickly as I can.
Okay.
The mountaintop probably had a diamond. Do we have any of those?
100% still looking for like switches and stuff, just in case this is all misdirection.
Sure. Yeah. It's filling the room with natural gas, and if you put all the gems in the right place, it just shoots sparks into the room.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Good work. You filled out the puzzle. Now you explode.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, no, I don't think, Zahiri, I don't think you see anything else that you might have missed the first time through.
Okay.
Graveris is just trying to remember a like poem about Tiamat where it like describes the different heads,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I can't remember. So I'm just like standing in the middle, being like, "What was the art? Was it opal?" Blah, blah, blah. Like I'm just like counting on my fingers. It looks like, and
Okay, so we put the opal in the potion mural. And we
Okay.
put the
Yeah, it
diamond-
seems to fit.
the diamond on the top of the mountain. Does
Yep,
that fit?
That fits too.
What other gems do we have?
You have a sapphire, a ruby, and an emerald.
And what other
There is
murals?
the tip of a lightning strike, the edge of a flickering flame, and the fang of a snake.
the flickering flame might be the ruby.
And
Can we
goes-
try and put that there?
Okay. Yep, it fits.
And so now we have the emerald and the sapphire, and we have the fang and the lightning.
Yeah.
Emerald for poison.
So emerald on the fang,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and then the last one on the last one.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So once you place the sapphire into the tip of the lightning bolt, the hissing stops. And the hissing sound is replaced by a heavy stone on stone, like sandy, kind of like grinding noise as the sarcophagus swings slowly along the arc of the scrapes that you saw on the floor earlier, Lane, revealing below a stairway down into the darkness. The dusty top steps that you can see in the torchlight have obvious boot prints on them, leading down into the dark.
Ooh, this just got more interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Keith, it seems like there's much more to be done here. Do you wish to accompany us?
Well, he can't really go anywhere else, can he?
He looks back at the door and then looks at the crowbar and he says, "Perhaps it would be wise for me to stay up here and attempt to secure us egress from this place while you." And he looks down into the darkness. "Do whatever it is you're going to do down there."
Can we like look at the boot prints and see if like there's any like correlation? Like, are those his boot prints? Can we like?
I love how suspicious you are of this guy, even though I told you before, like, he's on the level. It's cool. Gravaris is willing to. But yeah, I mean, you can examine the boot prints if you want to.
Can I examine the boot prints?
Sure. I guess that's likely to be whatever you use for tracking. So, like survival.
Survival?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. That's what you used to track in the last one, right?
I don't remember.
Okay, I'll take a look.
yeah, it's survival.
It was survival.
We'd probably do investigation as well. That's like an int-based thing, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, investigation is more like this is specifically about tracks, so we'll use survival. But yeah, investigation is like what happened here. There are different ways to interrogate the sort of same thing.
If anybody's looking at Zahiri, you can tell during this time that she's trying to think up a pun about fear and bones and say it. Like there's this like thoughtful look on her face. It's like
So both you and
teeth,
Gravaris are
like,
both trying to
teeth
think
clattering.
of
Like
You're like, wait, I got something for this. Hold on. Okay, say that thing you said again. Okay, so Saris, you can tell these are they're soft leather boots belonging to two different individuals.
something. Oh, two. Okay.
Yeah. And in passing, I will mention that Brother Keith wears sandals. So
Okay. Thank you. I just don't like that he didn't want me to learn from his friends. Like that makes me upset.
I think it's just because you're not a divine spellcaster.
yeah, I mean, he was just
Oh, I
judging
don't
you.
think
He was judging you
that.
for being a druid, and he was like,
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's judging me for being a druid.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
sure.
So
I
I'm
get it.
just like mad at him. But okay, so they're obviously not Brother Keith's, but I like glance like sidelong at his feet anyway.
mm-hmm.
But it looks like there were two beings, two humanoids, I suppose, that descended these stairs before us.
I have a plan. Let's follow the footsteps down the stairs to wherever these people are, and then punch them a bit. Like a good plan?
I mean, do we see any footsteps leading back up?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the stairs have been used, but the most recent footsteps in the dust definitely are like.
Okay, so the people that descended these stairs, have not yet come back up, unless there's another way out.
Yeah, not by this path, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
Could you remind me for just a second, Adam, what the name of the cloaked figure gave last session? I forgot to write it on my bio, and I've closed this.
Which cloaked
What's the
figure?
name of the hobgoblin?
He was talking about the bugbear Gorunk,
Right,
who is now very much dead.
We killed him. We murdered him.
He's super dead. Yeah.
Super dead, extra dead.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fine. I just wanted to make sure in case we knew who one of these was going to be.
Totally. Yeah. Looking for correlation between the different adventures is a valid thing. They are all related in some fashion or another.
Dragons.
Dragons.
All right. So I suppose we have no way to get out. We've examined the crypt, and there's no other way out of the crypt, right?
Yeah. I mean, short of bringing in some masons to take down one of the walls, you're stuck.
How are we supposed to contact them when we're stuck in the crypt?
Exactly.
So our only way out is down.
Okay.
I mean, we have to figure out how to open the door again, at the very least.
I will lead the way.
All right. You lead the way.
Do we insist that Keith come with us, or no?
I think he's fine. I think he's
fine. Okay. But he could lift marble slabs with his hands. I don't know.
He does have a strength of 12, so it's his highest stat. He's all 10s and a 12.
Keith just.
Yeah.
Ah.
So yeah, he sets to work. He sets to work examining the door as you descend into the undercrypt. So why don't you, my dear friends, assemble yourselves in order of who's in the front?
Do we need to gather our party before venturing forth?
Yeah, gather so hard.
Oh, there we go. I see.
Yeah.
Once again, dear Adam, I feel I can see everything.
So weird.
I don't know if that's intentional or not, but
It's totally something buggy with your particular login.
That's
between
weird.
between sessions, what I might get you to do is I'll bump you from the game and put you back in. But let me adjust.
just as we're seeing this this screen now and the
Yep.
token specifically, because I didn't do it last week. I want to give a shout out to Farisal for making me a personalized token.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Aww. Yeah. So you were going first, Zahiri?
that is what I said.
But at this point, Gravaris had the torch, right?
Yeah, Gravaris, do you want to keep holding the torch and put your shield away, or do you have a shield? No, you have a dagger. Right?
Yeah, I was going dagger and torch, but I would rather hand off to Zahiri
Sure, I take
Okay.
the torch.
Perfect.
because then I can have a shield and a dagger.
That's the great thing about being me. I can kill stuff with any of my limbs.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I'll be second in the marching order.
All right. I suppose because I can see better than Lane, I should be last. So,
Yeah, you're welcome to if you'd like. I
Yeah,
was
no,
just
that's
waiting
fine.
until I could see anything.
that's totally fine.
Okay. All right. So descending the short stairwell, it's about 10 feet of stairs, brings you down into a plainly carved hallway. So the hall immediately curves around to one side. It's not as well kept down here. There's dust and debris and cobwebs. This is much more like what you expected from the crypt above. And you emerge into this hallway, and the footprints lead away down the hall.
I suppose our best bet is to just follow them, right? I have passive perception. I'm looking around. I'm doing my passive perception for the whole way, but I'm also at the back of the party, so I don't know how valuable that is to everybody.
I am very, very tensely making sure I move forward and take care where I'm putting my feet and so on and so forth.
Because last time we went into a cave.
Basically, I am taking a dodge action.
And the highest passive perception in the party is 15. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, continue to move your light source around, and I'll let you know if you spot anything. You continue.
I'm assuming I'm the light source. Everyone.
Yes. Yeah. You are.
Mm-hmm.
You continue down the hallway, and the torchlight illuminates the space around you. And you can see that the hallway is kind of like forming a spiral. It doesn't seem to be leading you in any particular straight direction. Though, Saris, when you end up where you're standing now, as you pass that wall, you feel at first a chill come over you, like just like you feel yourself shiver, and your flesh becomes goosebumpy, and you can feel something not quite right. There's a faint sense of unease from the wall directly to your left.
I call for. I'm like, hey, guys, there's and I just like point at the wall, and I can't like express like what it is, but I'm like, it doesn't like this isn't right. There's something wrong with this like wall. It makes me feel weird.
This wall's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
As I turn back to cast the blue light over the wall to see if there's anything like strange on it, I turn the light green. Just
is it on the like while we're in the hallway? It's the one on the left.
Yeah, it's the one to your left as you're facing it now.
Ugh, gross. Okay.
I want to look at it.
I want to look at it.
All right. It appears to be a stone wall. You can't see, like looking at it, anything unusual about the wall.
It's not. It made me feel weird. I don't like it.
There's
nothing wrong with it.
You got a chill as you passed by it.
I touch it with my hand.
Okay. So when Graveris, it's this little section right here, Graveris, and when you place your hand on the wall, your hand actually goes into the wall. There's a faint kind of like rippling as the surface, like water, of the wall kind of like ripples away, and you feel a sudden chill like wash over you. I need you to make a save for me. Let me just check here. Here we go. Oh, actually, you don't have to make a save. You just take some damage.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
We start this adventure.
You take 1 damage. You're able to pull your hand back, and your hand is covered in like frost. Like you have the early like evidence of like frostbite on your hand, and you can feel like this sort of like ache as the tingling, your blood starts to flow again in your hand.
Yeah, that wall's not right. That wall's not a wall. This is not.
Okay, we've learned something. Don't touch the walls. Let's keep going.
What if something lies beyond it?
Can we like? Is there any way to like? Is this just like a weird thing? Like,
it's definitely a weird thing.
Do the boot prints continue like on down the stairs, or is there any indication that this is something that people pass through?
The tracks at this point have become lost in the kind of general like dust of the floor.
Okay.
So it's hard to say. But it definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like there's something unusual about this wall, whether you can pass through it or not.
Whether it's just like a spooky wall, can we like check?
My instinct is to just grab someone and push them through it.
If only Brother Keith.
Like something's on the other side. You go find out.
Exactly.
And
Do we
die.
have a quarterstaff between us or something to check if there's?
I mean, I do, but I don't really want to stick my very nice carved staff through the magic portal.
Like, is there any way we can like roll like perception or investigation to like figure out like if this is like something we should?
Someone can make an Arcana check. That would be the appropriate check here.
Who's a lot of intelligence.
I will cast guidance on myself and make an Arcana check with advantage.
What would it be like? What would it be like
I
to
get
be a
15.
D&D character and to know all of your limit? Like to be like, I am exactly this strong. This is how strong and smart and charismatic I am. I know these things.
I know.
Self doubt would just be a non-thing if you could look
That'd
at
be
your
so
own character
cool if
sheet.
I knew, like.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Unfortunately, we're all pretty much just like 10 or 11 and everything. Like we're just regular humans. So.
Strength is definitely my dumb stat.
So Grivaris, do you want to roll your guidance D4?
It's not advantage.
Oh, it's not advantage.
Because you have
right.
mask. Mask is giving you some guidance.
Okay, I got a
So you
10.
Okay. Well, with the guidance of the Thief Lord, you know that it is definitely not a naturally occurring phenomena.
Well, that's good.
And that putting your hand in it hurt.
Oh.
And it's probably some kind of magical shit, but it's not. Yeah, it's.
So I get mask whispering in my ear, just like, you idiot.
Pretty much is what I'm hearing.
This
So
is kind of outside my.
So this is like obviously this is something that has been put here. Should we continue on, or I mean, it's obvious that there's something on the other. Like to me, I feel like it's obvious there's something on the other side of that
I pick up a
somebody
rock.
doesn't want us to get to.
I just throw a rock through it.
Okay, whoop, it disappears, and you hear the rock like hit a wall or the floor or something, not that far away.
So do we want to pursue this strange icy wall, or do we just want to like say, oh, whatever weird shit and move on?
I mean, personally, I'm thinking icy wall that I don't want to go through, or warm, comfy passageway that leads.
Check out how not cursed this passage is.
How not cursed this is. I mean, like, could I, like, if we want, detecting magic would just show me that there's, like,
It would be like, it's definitely magic.
it's definitely magic. Would they give me any idea?
It would
of
give you
what's
the school
inside?
of magic as well.
Okay, would that help?
Not so much.
Not really.
No, not
like
really.
it would give you some more flavor. But.
Okay.
Reverse.
Well,
Could you-
let's continue on in the passageway and
We can
I really-
come back. We can come back. The creepy ice wall's not going
Okay,
anywhere.
if we don't die, yeah. We could definitely.
Well, I mean, that's the
potentially
problem
maybe come
anyway.
back.
I mean, technically, yes.
Okay, so I'm not. I really want to like try and figure out something to do with the wall, but I can't think of anything good. So I guess I just go with the party.
All right, so let me put I'll put a little marker on the ice wall. Can y'all see that? You see the little like foggy thing?
No.
Oh, it's because it's on my level. Let me move it to yours. How about
Get on-
now? Do you see
get
that?
on my level, Adam.
Get on our
Foggy
level.
It's on your level now. I'm sorry, I wasn't on your level before.
There's a foggy thing.
All right, so there you go. That's the foggy thing there.
Okay, so we
Okay,
move
we're
on.
going this way.
Still thinking about that wall.
All right, so I'm gonna stop you when Saris gets where Saris is at now because
There's another wall?
Another one.
same vibe right here.
This wall too, guys. Like this isn't just some weird wall. This is the whole thing. There's
Is this a firewall?
everywhere.
So there's the same chill, the same like unusual feeling.
It's cold again to me. I feel cold next to this wall.
I'm thinking we just don't want to touch the walls. It's sort of like a,
But I feel like there's something beyond it. When Gravaris threw the rock, like there's something.
I throw
on the
another rock.
side.
Yeah, same deal. This one soars through the imaginary wall
So-
and clatters onto the floor somewhere nearby.
I'm gonna pick up a handful of rocks and I'm gonna throw them at like different directions through the thing
Mm-hmm.
to try to like sound out if it's just like a little alcove or if it's going to a hallway.
Okay. Make a perception check. You're doing the stalker thing, like throwing bolts. There's definitely not a hallway beyond. If you throw a rock straight ahead, it sails for a little while before clattering onto the floor. You imagine there's like on this one, there's a largish chamber beyond.
Okay, so it sounds like it's a room.
Yeah, it sounds like it is. Yeah.
I mean, there could be stuff in there, cool stuff. I mean, does anyone have any idea of how to get past this ice wall? I mean, can I cast like can I use my cantrip, the fire? Can I just throw fire at it?
Yeah, I mean you can produce flame and
Can I just throw fire at the wall?
Sure. Yeah, you produce a small fire and throw it into the wall, and as soon as it passes the barrier of the surface, the light no longer is cast, and you hear it sputter out on the other side somewhere.
Okay, so that did nothing.
Yeah, it was like a hot rock instead of a regular rock.
Perfect.
Sarah's
Glorious.
throwing
glad
hot
that was
rocks.
I'm glad that was a cantrip and
Yeah.
not a spell.
Totally.
Cool stuff.
I'm going to just touch it with my dragon scale shield.
Okay.
It behaves differently.
Nope. Same thing.
No.
It gets covered in a light coating of frost, but
Okay. No one has any idea of how to handle this. I guess we should just go forward.
I mean,
Sort of artifact.
Adam only rolled a d4.
it is true. I did only roll a d4.
You know what? Graveris is just like, they frown, they look at everyone, and they're just like,
Wait.
No, oh my god.
I see you making that face.
He's gonna try and walk through the wall. I mean, can we go back to the other one and do the rock throwing? And see what was beyond that one? Like, do the perceptive rock throwing? The perceptive rock throwing, can we do?
My friends, a moment, please. If people were coming down here, these things are designed to be circumvented somehow. I believe if we carry on, we might find a way to either shut down these barriers or help us pass through them without incurring injuries.
I mean, there's
These-
got to be a way.
Sorry. I personally,
switches or...
personally, I like Lane's plan.
I'm not going through it is all I know. Like, I'm not doing that, but I'm not gonna like stop Gararis if like I'm just like, sure, you test the thing. I'm really curious about why there's a fake ice wall and how we get around it. Like, can we like check the area and see if there's like a
We've not explored the whole thing yet. I think we go on.
Okay, yeah, let's keep moving.
Okay.
It sounds like Lane has been maybe looking for switches or something, though. You know, make some roll associated with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you're all kind of moving and searching as you go.
Oh well, we
Okay.
definitely want to know what's up
Which
with
is
these
the
walls,
passive
so,
perception
yeah.
situation.
Lane, come on, you can't see anything. Come on, Lane, you can't see things like
I know,
the
but
rest
I'm
of
moving
us.
too fast. I don't know where to go anymore.
Yeah,
Isn't
they're
it-
leaving you in the dark.
No, it's not. Okay, that's good.
Well, there's something.
All right, so we'll stop you right there, and I'll describe the thing you see. So from there, where you're at, you can kind of see around this corner now, and the hallway opens up to a small chamber. There's an archway, a large sort of 20-foot like archway over the wall to your left, and the chamber inside you can see three odd-looking humanoid skeletons. They are standing seemingly at attention. Let me add them to a layer you can see. There they are, Skeletors, and they have human or human-esque like bodies, right? Their rib cage, shoulders, arms, legs, pelvis, that kind of thing. But their helms have been removed and replaced with draconic-looking skulls. And they're all standing at attention, holding swords at their chest. And behind them, directly behind them, you should be able to see the edge of it here, is a large throne-like chair, currently empty on a mahogany dais.
There's standing skeletons with dragon heads, guys. I don't. This is not natural. I'm out of my depth.
Are they moving, or are they completely still?
They're standing stock still and have a thin layer of dust upon them.
Oh god.
Looks like there's something behind them.
Is there more hallway? Can we just go more hallway? Can we not? Skeletons, guys. These
So
are
directly ahead, there is a continuation of the hallway, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Skeletons, guys.
going to have to deal with them, I believe, sooner or later. So keep an eye on them.
Here, look. Here, look.
Can we like
I'll do
look
the-
at them and like skirt slowly down
Okay.
the hallway?
Don't worry, everyone. I'll do the patented Zahiri checking things maneuver.
Okay.
I walk up towards these skeletons,
Oh, God.
probably within about 5 feet, and lean forward towards one and go like,
Hey, Skeletor.
like try and see if it like follows my hand or moves or does anything.
Yeah. It does not. It stands stock still.
I do this for each of them, and I make sure they're all the same. And then I move back to the top one, and I go,
Yeah. Stand perfectly still.
and I just touch it just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, you give it a poke. It does not respond and stands in place.
I do a dramatic turn back to everybody, and I go, I think we're good.
Yeah, so a couple of quick things. Saris, as you pass the wall behind you,
Yeah.
you feel the same usual chill from that wall.
Yeah, Gravaris, get away from that wall, dude.
So
Like,
the wall has a
ice
faint, faint chill that gives you not like a physical chill, but like you get this sense.
wall.
Also, Lane and Gravaris, I think you probably notice around the same time. Lane, as soon as you come into the room proper, the dais, the mahogany dais that the throne is sitting on, almost certainly contains some kind of like secret compartment underneath. Like it's sitting on top of basically a box.
Yeah.
I'm just basically trying to keep myself as into myself as possible. I'm just like, it's really dark and there's not a lot of mud or any animals here.
Yeah.
I'm not at home. This is not. I'm just
Add up
standing
to
there,
here with
like-
these dungeons and their
I'm
dragons.
just like, I mean, if it were like, it's stone though, it's not natural. It was created. Like it doesn't like a
Now,
lot of magic and it's all cold, like spooky and dead.
now the
I don't
real
like
test is if I touch it harder, and by touch it harder I mean kick it. Is it gonna do anything? I'm saying
Do
this.
you want to kick it?
I say, if you're going to attempt to do more, I think you should perhaps disarm them first, just in case.
Can you just like take their swords away?
Good plan. Good
I
plan.
don't think it's going to work though. Be on your guard. And I've got my.
I'm
bow.
ready. I'm ready.
Can I like conjure like a little fireball and just like hold it in my hands because like the mystical chill, like it's even if it's not a real chill, like I'm just like
Yeah, totally. You have your little tiny fireball. You're just like freaking out here. That's fine.
I move to the first skeleton at the top there. Get within 5 feet of him, and I gingerly try and sort of raise his arm a little, and just remove whatever he might be holding weapon wise.
The sword. He said swords.
Yeah. You can make a strength test.
Okay.
And what we'll see. Not so much. So it
starts with gingerly trying to remove the thing, and then it becomes
Give it.
like put my boot on it.
give me that sword. Yeah, they despite looking kind of like frail and like they're skeletons. They have like armor on and stuff, but they're not moving, and you can't like just kick the fucking sword out of its hand. It's like it's just stuck in there by some unnatural force.
Well, I'm stumped, everyone.
I'm just basically petting my calcifer ball of fire. It's like, this is nice. This is warm. This is not freaky, weird ice magic or skeletons.
Okay, so thinking if we try and go past them, something might happen.
I mean, you guys are welcome to like investigate the throne as much as you like.
It's going to be to do with the throne. I think we both see that, and I look over at Gravaris. It's like there's something in there.
I mean, you guys are sneaky, right? You're sneaky people. Like, go sneak. I don't know, sneak on it.
Sneak all up on it. Just sneak yourself up on it. Do it.
I'm just I'm just like, I'm like, I don't know, trying not to touch the wall, but also trying to stay as far away from the skeletons as possible. Like with my little fire, I'm just like, useless druid in a cave. Well, it's not even a cave. It's like an actual crypt. I'm just
alternate plan. We could keep going.
We could.
You could.
Well, I know for a fact there's going to be something in there, and if it's guarded,
Lane, if you want to go in the thing and do the stuff, you do you, man.
you can try. I just wanted to consult with Rivera's about what he thinks the trap might be here, what the triggering mechanism might be, especially since it's a bit more magically, or potentially magical.
Yeah, so
I mean, would detecting magic help here? Can I try and detect where like any like magic is centered on these like? Because before I could see that it was in the sarcophagus. Like I could attempt to calm myself and like zone out. I could attempt. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the risk of casting it as a ritual here means you'd all have to stand around for 10 minutes while you cast it, which might mean if there's anyone else in this dungeon, they would hear you and come looking.
I mean, I could like I talk to them and say like, if you want to not just like go poke the box, like I could attempt to do this ritual, but like it does take time and like we don't know what is in the rest of this area.
What I'm thinking is we should check for living people and then
come back.
Yeah, it's always an option.
I agree.
Let's keep going.
Let's check for living people. That sounds good to me.
All right, so you carry on.
Getting away from these spooky spooks.
See you later, Skeletor. Okay. All right, so yeah, the hallway curves again. Like I said, it's kind of spiraling out and curves out again. And when you come around this corner, the southern indentation, the indentation to your left, contains some unusual materials. This chamber has been set up as a small laboratory. Now, where before the the chair and stuff look like they've been around for a while, this material looks relatively new. The floor is swept clean in this area. You don't see anyone around, but you do see a table in the center of the area covered with beakers, vials, tomes, cauldrons, and small pots full of alchemical agents. In the middle of the table, you see pinned down under a bottle a note that's folded up. Also, Saris, when you enter the area, the wall directly behind you
is another spooky wall.
Yeah. I guess actually what's funny too is that despite the general kind of cleanliness of the area, there's a couple of small stones lying just kind of scattered on the floor.
Yeah, looks like those rocks I threw.
Yeah.
Wait, what? So it basically like do you recognize the rocks enough to be like, that was me?
The thing is that the rocks are out of place, right? There's this clean swept floor with like 4 or 5 small rocks just like lying on the ground.
Yeah, I pick one up and throw it through the wall. Just to kind of make my point.
Yeah, just are gonna throw it back.
Yeah.
Do we like hear it like upstairs, like from where we are?
You hear it behind you, yeah. You hear it clatter off the wall.
Anyways, I'm gonna read the note.
Yep.
Okay.
Attached to read the note.
Okay. Yeah. So you pull the note out from under the bottle and unfold it. It's written in common. It's sitting next to a blue clay pot, and the note says, "Raxel, I have figured out how to complete the process. When you're ready, simply pour the contents of this blue pot into the cauldron and stir. The effects should be instantaneous, but," and this is all like underlined, "do not drink the resulting potion."
So
without saying a word to anyone, I just like pick up the blue pot.
Yeah.
Pour it in the cauldron. Start
so we're just like we don't have
the note reading it as I stir.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like
a little spoon stirring it. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I like peek down the other hallway to see if like there's anybody like?
Sure, you can peek wherever you like.
I'm peeking.
Okay, yeah.
And then while I'm stirring, I want to inspect the rest of the table and see if there are any other like potions.
I mean, I don't see anything.
Yeah, I'm just sort of casting light and generally sort of like looking around this area.
Sure. So as you stir the pot, as you stir the little cauldron, a thin grayish mist begins to bubble up over the top and spill out onto the floor. And it doesn't dissipate. It just starts to like just spread around on the floor. And it just keeps bubbling away, this like thin gray mist that sort of like dissipates out into the dark, but stays like, about a half inch like level off the floor. And just like fills.
Gravaris, what did you just do? Like, what is this? What's happening?
And I'm like stirring and just like fiddling with the different potions.
Yeah, sure. Make an Arcana check, Gravaris.
Yeah, totally. I'm so good at Arcana. Just you wait.
I'll come over and help if you'd like it. No, okay.
You can make your own check if you want, Lane, but no, you can't. I mean, it's all mumbo jumbo and knickknacks.
Sorry, can I have my guidance die?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. You would have cast guidance first.
I'm always looking to the gods for guidance, so I get 13. Sorry, 16.
Okay, so with Mask's help, you bumps you over the failure threshold, and all the books and alchemical agents are tied towards two topics: necromancy and dragons. Those two things.
Of course.
Yeah. So all the books are like a treatise on the Dracolich, and
God.
like all these various things about dragons, the use of dragon parts in various necromantic rituals.
And so I'm like skimming through the books, and I put the note as like a bookmark on some particular spot in one of the books, snap it shut, and then like drop it in my bag.
Okay.
And I'm just like picking stuff up.
Can I like check and see if there's any like, I don't know, like healing potions or anything like that's familiar and useful to me on the table, or is it all just
basically everything here, if you were to like drink it, it would kill you.
Okay, so I'm just like, there's nothing useful here. Like it's all just like dead things and gross. Blech.
Lane and Zahiri, what are the two of you doing while those two are having Play-Doh fun times?
I am standing around nearby with the torch, sort of as they continue to do little alchemy things and trying to mix stuff and whatever.
I'm not mixing anything.
Well, I assume they know what they're doing, the two of them, like looking for stuff and so on. I'm not magically inclined, nor do I know anything about anything. So I'm just standing around casting light and being like, that smells weird, or like. Whatever.
Can you make a perception check for me, Zahiri?
Perception check, yes. Yes, I can.
Okay. Cool.
You perceive that nothing is
Exactly. You perceive quiet grave times.
Those are my,
you hear bubbling and you notice the smoke and stuff, but you don't hear much else.
Those are my favorite kind of grave times.
I love it.
I'm just like, so there's nothing at this table that is of any value to me who doesn't want to murder people with potions. So like, shall we, like, there's mystical stuff happening, but like, should we, oh God, I just saw that.
Lane.
Something spooky, moving skeleton. I saw it.
Yeah. So Lane, I think at the edge of Zahiri's torchlight, you see a shape. You see a shape approach.
While everybody was messing around, I would have liked to go back and make sure like nothing was coming around behind us, but everyone was doing
too
stuff.
late.
Didn't do any words.
Yeah, I mean, even from where you're standing though, like that's where the torchlight goes. So you see them when they emerge into the light.
Okay, I say, well, you've woken up the skeletons. I'm going to shoot one.
Okay, well let's roll initiative vis-a-vis waking up the skeletons.
Well, you've woken up the skeletons.
All right. Actually, you know what? Here, let's take a break here, and we'll do the fight when we get back, rather than rolling initiative and starting all that now.
Okay.
No, we're gonna talk with them and have a nice hangout.
Hey, they're skeletons. Okay, I don't even want to talk to them.
All right, stick around. Exciting skeleton battle when we return. There's only 3 of them.
Exciting skeleton
You'll be
battle.
fine. Everyone will be just fine.
Totally fine.
It's fine.